U.S. President Donald Trump has criticized European leaders as weak and suggested the U.S. could scale back support for Ukraine. In a wide-ranging interview with Politico, he said, decaying European countries had failed to control migration or take decisive action to end Ukraine's war with Russia, accusing them of letting Kiev fight until they drop. He argued that Russia held the upper hand and urged Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to play ball by ceding territory to Moscow. In the UK, Downing Street rejected Trump's claim that Europe had failed to act, citing the UK's leadership on sanctions and reiterating support for the US-led peace process. Zelensky, writing on X later on Tuesday, said Ukraine and Europe were working actively on all components of potential steps toward ending the war, that the Ukrainian and European elements of the plan were now more developed and that Kiev was ready to present them to our partners in the US. In his interview, Trump claimed ideological divisions now threatened to fracture Washington's alliances. Asked whether leaders he viewed as weak could still be allies, he replied, "It depends," adding, "I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do." The talks were the latest attempt by Ukraine's European allies to carve out a role in the US-led efforts to end the war, which they fear will undercut the long-term interests of the continent in favor of a quick resolution. Trump also suggested, without evidence, that the Ukrainian president was the main obstacle to peace, claiming Ukrainian negotiators loved the US-backed proposal and alleging Zelensky had not yet read it. Russia welcomed that strategy, which did not cast Russia as a threat to the US, as largely consistent with Moscow's vision. He rejected the idea that the US needed to save democracy in Europe, saying Europeans could address such questions themselves. The strategy also followed similar rhetoric to Trump's speech to the UN earlier this year, where he had harsh criticism for Western Europe and its approach to migration and clean energy. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel.